In the Wikipedia, it says the group fights for survival against giant prehistoric.
Oh, we don't know that.
I wonder.
We don't.
Did someone lie? Is
No.
what you're saying? Where'd they get that information? Why isn't that credited either? Usually you're supposed to put numbers as a source, and there's no source.
1996.
That's not it.
It was a number. I see a number.
You know this when you put the sources at the bottom? There's actually no sources for this entire article.
How do you know?
At the bottom, it says 20,
There we go.
42,
Oh,
references. Yeah, but
Sources.
they put the number with what they're talking about.
oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so I don't think... SpongeBob SquarePants Season 2, Episode 20, Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm. Do you remember that episode?
Oh, no, I did not watch SpongeBob and
Where
his
they
pants.
they was in the desert, and they moved the whole city to get away from the worm.
That makes sense.
It's actually a very funny episode. We should watch that after
We
this.
should have watched it first.
We should have watched it first for the source material.
That would have made sense. That would have made a lot of sense.
Bring me chocolate. I want more. I'm a guy who's naked on the floor.
Go on.
Nobody in my life has ever called me a whore. But here we are recording an episode of Tangents of Horror.
Now you're lying, see, because I know people call you shit all the time.
That's you. That's just you. In my DMs.
Oh, I call you shit. I thought you meant people call me shit.
No. Of
That's
course you
rude.
would think
That's
that.
mean.
You're like, oh, people talk about me. That's all I care about.
They better.
Or else what?
I don't know.
What are you going to do? Cry about it?
A little bit. But it's okay, because that's a good way to get to sleep at night. It's a great way. Hello, everybody.
Crying?
It's a great way? Did I say it too fast?
Your prerogative.
Great
No, I understood
way.
it. No, I understood it.
Gateway?
Hi,
Into
everyone.
the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tangents of Horror. We are, of course, your hosts, Brandon.
I was Steven.
You were Steven. Who are you now?
Steven.
Earl?
With a V this time.
Val?
I don't know these names.
Really? Because
Did they say it that often?
that's who
And
we're
where
reviewing. 1990s Tremors.
Tremors.
I'm all over this.
The only thing I'm all over is with your antics. I'm over your antics.
That's a shame because the show has just begun.
Hello, everyone. This is another Big Bang Bazooka from your boys over here on the Tangents of Horror podcast, reviewing Tremors, the 1990, directed by
Come on now, Ron Underwood.
Ron Underwood?
Yes. The Ron Underwood, who
gonna-
also did movies such as City Slickers and Mighty Joe Young, and even directed some episodes, get this, Fear the Walking Dead.
I've never heard of any of those properties.
That's like recent. You've never heard of City Slickers? You poor man. That's a funny movie.
I wasn't poor.
No?
City Slickers.
City Slickers.
I don't like it.
I don't like your antics. All right. Well, this movie stars a Kevin Bacon, a Fred Ward, a Finn Carter, Michael Gross, and Reba McEntire, who sings a little ditty during the credits.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you could tell because it was a country song.
Oh, gee, that's just
Yeah.
presumptuous.
It's scary.
I really like the two main boys and the way they interacted on screen.
Oh, Val and Earl?
Yeah, that's just such a great duo.
Those are their names, just so you know.
Val? That's like a...
Yeah, because his full name was Valentine.
That's a beautiful name.
It is. Every time Earl would yell at him, he'd be like, Valentine!
I had no idea. I don't know what I was thinking when he was yelling that. I thought it was just like a southern thing.
Did you think it was all taking place on Valentine's Day? You
Maybe.
thought it was a southern thing.
Yeah, I thought it was like, you know how they call you sweetheart?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
I've
it's just like...
never heard anyone say that.
They're like doing affectionate terms.
Oh, well,
Hi,
they were
honey,
pretty good friends.
Sweetheart, Valentine.
And we get a good idea of their chemistry right in the opening scene, which is
When
fucking
they were
hilarious.
kissing, yeah.
Yeah. Tremors, not Brokeback Mountain.
Never seen it.
Me neither, actually,
Oh.
to be honest.
Wow.
But no, we see Val just chilling on the edge of a mountain. And then we get a close, well, not a close-up, but like it's like far away. We get a nice, beautiful mountain range. And then all of a sudden we get a shot behind him and he's peeing. So
Right.
technically, we should have seen his wiener out because it was looking right at him.
I would have loved to see his little buttocks in that opening shot.
He's one of those guys at the urinal that pulls his pants down when he pees.
That would be great.
I mean, if you're standing on the side of, like, it was like the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon or some
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I'd pull my pants down too.
Of course.
Just feel that nice
Yeah.
desert. Is there a breeze in the desert?
Gotta be. There's
Like a warm
sandstorms.
breeze? That's true. There's got to be wind.
There's wind.
It
Gets
probably feels
dusty.
nice. But yeah, that's the only
It goes
problem.
up your bum crack.
That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Touche.
And then it fills it. It seals it shut.
Well, I don't think I would pull my pants down.
No, but I like the idea of it.
I like the idea of how he wakes up Earl, too.
Yeah.
He's checking out them cows.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say heat?
I said
Oh,
he.
he. Stampede. Stampede.
That is what he yelled. I wasn't sure what he yelled.
Yeah, that's why at the end of the movie we get like a call back to
Yeah.
that, which the first time, like the first million times I watched
Yeah,
it, that went right over my head.
Oh, really?
Because it's like the first thing they do in the movie.
You got to be paying attention more.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. And my brain doesn't do that all the time.
Well,
What did you think of the opening scene? Did you like, well, you already said you liked the characters, but did
Yeah.
you like them right there? Because you get their whole dynamic
Yes,
right in that
and
first 5 minutes.
yeah, I like learning about the jobs that they're doing. I like learning about their motivation. I like learning that they only have $3 in their bank account between
they're
the
like,
two of them.
They're like Western
Yeah, odd job guys.
businessmen,
Yeah.
handymen.
Yeah, yeah, and just do anything kind of work. I like that. I like
Putting
the
in fences.
Yeah.
Well, not a fence, but I
Barbed
guess it's
wire.
a fence, but there's
Yeah.
barbed wire fence, which comes up later
Yep.
on, which is a little random.
which is his demise. Well, the girl.
well, yeah,
what's her
Rhonda's
name?
demise.
Wanda.
Rhonda
Oh,
with an R.
Rhonda.
With an R
Rhonda.
and an H.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think that's her last name, but if you remember it from that,
That's a UFC
I'm
fighter.
proud
I
of you.
think. Thank you.
you think.
I don't know her. I haven't spoken to her in a while.
No, I don't watch UFC.
No, me neither.
I'm not a big fan of professional hugging.
Wow, but you seem like a guy that'd be into wrestling.
No, I never was, to
Good.
be honest. I'm sorry. I know there are
No,
a lot of people out there.
there
No, I'm
is.
not. I'm saying sorry to our listeners.
No, I'm saying no to you.
Oh, okay.
All of you.
Don't be sorry.
Either
Be
the-
yourself.
Yeah. Be yourself. and
I liked UFC when it was actual, like,
cool fighting.
this style fighter against
Yeah,
this
yeah.
style fighter. No rules.
Yeah.
Go.
Sumo versus Muay Thai.
And then they were like, oh, wow, no rules. They're, like,
Yeah.
killing each other. Okay, we'll put all these rules down. Now you can only, like, hug each other in the corner
Yeah.
until one of you passes out.
Guys, no shoving your thumbs in people's eye sockets anymore, please. It's
That's the best part.
yeah. That's just show me that.
Even if they did it, like, international waters where there's
Yeah.
no laws.
Yeah, just take
I'm
them out on a
down.
boat.
The streaming services. There's
Have
no,
an-
you can put
Get
it
an
somewhere.
island. Get a private. Just call it Fight Island.
Yeah, or just go to Perfection. Where was it? Arizona?
Perfection,
Nevada.
Arizona. Nevada.
Same place, right?
Population
14.
very good.
Only 2 children.
True, and one of them parentless.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Parentless and fucking annoying.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. There's no guidance.
Touche.
But it takes a town to raise a village. It takes
A very small town.
yeah.
Very
It takes
small.
a village to raise. What's the?
I don't know.
All right.
Takes a village to raise a hero.
All I'm saying is community is
Like
important,
Batman.
and community failed this child. That's all I'm saying.
You get a basketball?
And people's cars, and they all hated him for it.
Yeah, they weren't big fans. They were not big fans. But yeah, these guys are handymen with
Yeah.
very shitty jobs. Literally.
Mm.
They're
Yes.
fixing a fence.
Yeah.
Then they're moving garbage with
Yeah.
a tractor.
Yep.
Kind of maybe
That's when we're
foreshadowing.
introduced to the cat.
Is that the same tractor?
I would assume so. Yes.
That would make
yeah,
sense.
Yeah, he had like hearing protection on or something
Oh, well, that's
when it cut
good.
to him. Yeah.
Because you need safety first, man.
I
When
noticed-
you're on a tractor or any sort of like farm equipment, safety first.
OSHA can pop out of it at any time.
Exactly.
Anytime.
And they have some nice toilet beers. I love a good toilet beer.
That's right. There was a little cooler. I love that they were just drinking the whole time and smoking and just fucking scrounging together a couple bucks. Getting free meals, I'm sure, from the town.
That was another great thing about the intros. They wake up and have a nice cigarette.
Yeah.
And we also get introduced. We skip this. The first rock, paper, scissors.
That's right.
Although we should just call it rock, paper because no one ever uses. No, they use scissors at one point.
They fucking use scissors every single time, mister.
Sorry, scissors, paper. Because it's the same thing every time. One uses paper, one. No one ever uses rock. It's the same thing every time, is it not? The guy that loses always says paper and the other guy uses scissors? Or is it rock and scissors?
No, because Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to remember the who's going to run to the cat scene.
Well, it's supposed to be Earl.
Right, he
so
won.
he wins.
Is it just paper, scissors every single time?
I swear it is. I think I could have sworn that was the running joke.
I
that
swear
it's
a
always
rock
the
came
same.
out. Yeah, it was always the same. But I swear one of them did something different and the other chose the same thing every time.
Maybe. This is how much we pay attention.
Well, that's a hard thing to pay attention to. 3 scenes with rock, paper, scissors.
I mean, I think they do more than 3.
My
But I
guess
think the
is 3.
main thing is that it shows that this is how they decide things.
Yeah.
So the only real important one is the first one
Yeah.
and then the end one because...
The first one? Where they do poo-poo?
Where they do poo-poo. No, they're deciding who's making breakfast.
That's the important one?
Well, it introduces us to it, and then the only real important one is the one where they do it to see who's running to the cat later on. It's supposed to be Earl, but then Val fucking gut
breaks
punches
his
him.
tailbone.
Yeah, and then breaks his tailbone. A little fact about the movie. It was actually received in the 80s.
No.
Yes, by writers S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock working for the U.S. Navy as documentary filmmakers. And they were out on a rock taking shots of scenery or something like that. And they came up with the idea what would happen if we weren't able to leave the rock and there was something keeping us here.
Oh.
So they came up with...
Were they fucking high?
Maybe. I would be. I am. Anyway, that's why one of the working titles for the movie, or I think the original title, was Land Sharks.
That's right.
Which wouldn't have worked. They don't look like sharks.
I think that's is that another property? Because I've heard land sharks before used.
At this point, there's probably something called Land Shark. Sharknado, Mr. Shark.
They're in the sky. Jaws.
I've
is in
never
the water.
actually seen Sharknado.
That's probably
crazy.
a good thing.
I don't know. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
I'm not big on those kind of CGI movies.
I like
I love Cocaine Bear, but those CGI.
I thought
CGI
you were just going to stop at cocaine.
I love who doesn't love cocaine?
Hey, shout out.
I mean, I think everyone loves it. We just know you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. It's a sort of, it's the devil.
Don't do it.
It's the devil tempting you.
Actually, I've never done it.
Oh.
Weird, right?
That's a shame.
It is. It's crazy. Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah. We're done. That's it. That's the movie.
Incredible. Yeah, they were called land sharks in the original title. Worked for the Navy, looked over a gorge, thought about them.
There was another title that you liked. Do you remember what it was? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Perfection.
There you go. Why?
Because the town is called Perfection, population 14 people, and the evil is underneath.
It's under the ground.
Under the ground.
Under the ground.
Those FX was fun.
Dude.
The way they introduced this little monster is fun because we get little scenes right in the beginning of someone doing something to the ground, and then that's when it strikes.
Well, yeah, we get...
Except for Homeless Boy.
When they're... Are they on their way to the first job or away from it? Either way, they're driving... No, I think it's towards it. Cause
the first time we see it is the archaeology student, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to introduce her. They're driving down the street.
Yeah.
And they're like, so-and-so
Garbage.
is working over there.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's
right.
like, no, he's done.
Yeah.
There's a new person. He's like, and it's supposed to be a girl.
Yeah,
and he
buddy.
swerves off the road.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, I hope she has blonde hair and blue eyes and
Do the
big
whole thing.
boobs and long legs and
that go
whatever.
all the way up.
Yeah, all the way up. All the way up to where?
Yeah.
Her body?
Shoulder.
That'd be good.
Her shoulder.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Would it?
Well, they go up to nowhere.
Oh,
That's scary.
Well,
Well, if they just keep going.
you look up at the
What?
sky
Where'd they
and
go?
there they are. Beautiful.
That's not the case at all, though.
No, she's got normal
She's a
legs.
good-looking woman.
I thought, what were you going to call her?
A good-looking woman.
Oh. You hesitated before woman. I got scared.
Well, no, I was thinking about it, but
Were you going to say
she's
girl?
not like a model.
Oh.
But at
yeah.
the same time, she's also working in the desert. She's dirty. So even if she was everything he said,
Yeah.
she probably wouldn't look
No.
that great because
Yeah, she's a working gal.
they don't look great. They
Yeah.
look like they stink.
Honestly, who's our blonde boy?
Like Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
he's Val.
He looked great all the time.
Oh, they're good looking guys, but they look like they stink
I
because
think
they're sleeping in the back of their
yeah,
truck.
That's more attractive for guys. I think for girls can't look like they stink and be hot.
What?
Guys can look like they stink and be hot.
Girls
whereas
can?
I don't think girls can look like they stink and look hot.
I mean,
Traditionally.
whatever.
Yeah, wow. Hey, whatever he says. Well, whatever. Great. Thank you. Thank you for leaving me alone on this hill.
But the one thing I love is that they drive to her, and she's like, this is where we find out that she's reading the not Tremors.
What is it? Come on. Using to track the tremors.
Like the machine she's using?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Come on,
But
dude.
she's not a geologist. She's something else.
Yep. What is she?
I
dude?
don't remember.
What does she
Because
study,
even in like the plot line online says she's a graduate geologist. I have it here somewhere.
Geologist?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
What does she say she is? Because they call her that.
I forgot.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I've forgotten.
Son of a bitch.
I was hoping
Putting that on me.
I was hoping you'd remind me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That was tricky.
Mhm.
You tricked me.
Yeah.
Just like the graboids tricked them later on.
I love how smart Grabby is.
And they get smarter.
And they get
Because
smarter.
there's 4 of them. Well, that's true. But he shouldn't have been going so fast. He was hungry.
I guess.
Hungry.
Hungry killed the cat. That's not the saying.
That is not the saying.
Damn
You're
it.
bad today. It's
Curiosity
killed the
killed
cat. There you go.
the cat.
What'd you think of the music?
It was unnotable to me because I don't remember much of it.
A lot of it, because apparently there was an original.
That's fucking sucked and didn't match the energy.
What?
The original soundtrack.
Well, you know how some of it sounded kind of westerny, like
Yeah.
there was harmonica and like acoustic guitar, but then all of a sudden there was some scenes where it was really intense and like
orchestral. Almost. Yeah,
It was 2 different
I know.
like people doing the music. Yeah. So
They had to get the last
first
guy.
person was Ernest Trute.
Yeah, his sucked.
You didn't like the westerny stuff?
Well, his had to. There was a reason. There's 2 musicians.
Well-
This is the director speaking, not me.
No, not the director. It was the
was
like
it?
the film studio. They didn't think it sounded intense enough.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is kind of. It's not like it's
There's
more of like
intense scenes.
there's intense scenes, yeah, and the music works in those scenes.
because that's the new guy.
I would love to hear the old stuff, how bad it
It
would
was
have
probably
been. 'Cause
westerny.
during those scenes, though, I'm sure he picked it up a little bit.
That's the 3 instruments they had, dude. They were under budget. They couldn't do the shots they wanted to do.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
It's time for your
You
rebuttal.
just told me.
Exactly. Speak the truth that's been spoken. That means nothing.
Who spoke it?
I did. I am the truth
Oh.
speaker.
Oh,
That was a quote from the movie.
Was it?
Yep. When Valentine looks back at what's the convenience store owner's name?
Oh, Walter.
Really? That's his name? Walter,
Yeah.
Walter what? Wong?
No, Chang. I
Chang.
think the actor's name is Wong.
It is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Walter Chang.
Because he's the grandfather from Three Ninjas. Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves
Weren't they-
Emily. You have no idea. That's a shame. Because that's one of the first
Rocky
movies.
is from it's Sylvester
no,
Stallone.
No. He's the oldest brother of the Three Ninjas. Right above Colt.
Are they
who was right
turtles?
above
Are they
Tum
muta-
Tum.
Are they mutated turtles?
No, they're the Three Ninjas. They're brothers from somewhere.
Right, the ones I'm saying are that too.
No.
They're
That's
3
4.
Ninja Turtles
No,
and they're
there's 4.
brothers.
There's 4 Ninja Turtles.
There's 3 to me.
That's it. Well, who are you
Leonardo's
missing?
nothing to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, but you just said his name, so therefore you know that there's a 4th one. Boom. Mic dropped. Tremors.
We're the graboids that crashed here on a meteorite.
See, that was a cool scene too, because the writers didn't really want to say what they were. So I like that they added the scene where
They talk
it's
about
Val, Earl, and Rhonda. I think they're on the rock, and they're just kind of reminiscing, or not reminiscing, but just chatting about like what the fuck are we dealing with?
Yeah.
And they say, first they say they could be radiated, overgrown worms or
yeah.
whatever, but they don't resemble anything we've seen before. So I don't think that would be
You
it.
ever see a worm up close?
Not like that.
They're spooky up close, dude.
They are spooky, but not like that. With like the jaws coming out, and because I think there was 2 sets of jaws. There was a normal, like U-shaped set, and then there was the 2
Yeah.
along like the sides of it.
Yeah.
We had scene that depicted an earthquake that would have showed they were
Fossils or something.
not hostile, but docile somewhere, and the earthquake woke them up or some shit. Classic monster awakening thing.
Yeah.
there's always some sort of disaster. Like Godzilla was the nuclear bomb that made him or woke him or whatever.
The classic natural disaster of nuclear bomb.
Something explosive that wakes them up. I love me a good monster movie.
Name more monsters that were awoken by a large event.
Basically all the other monsters in the monster
Godzilla?
universe.
Mothra?
I haven't seen a lot of monster movies.
Me neither. No, I've seen more old ones, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like
Because I'm
black and white
opposite.
ones.
I've seen a couple old ones, but not
I've
too
seen
many.
the first new one, where the one lays eggs.
Like just Godzilla.
The one that lays eggs.
Oh, you mean
it's
the
a mother.
1999 one?
Was that it?
The one that looks like an actual lizard?
I just know they're saying
With the
it's
P.
a
Diddy,
mother
with
and
the
it has
P.
its
Diddy on the
eggs.
soundtrack? I think it's that. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Because that's the only one that with that have eggs.
You're crazy, dude.
I am. As you can tell.
You looked at me with the craziest eyes when you said, I am. I am.
There you go. That's my proof.
I am the truth speaker.
I am the tiger. Dun, 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 dun. I almost did not play it.
Dun, 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 dun. What is that?
Dun, dun, dun. Didn't start out right, but it ended properly.
The tiger.
Yeah, it's dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Oh, I
Dun,
see. You
dun,
did
dun.
dun, 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 because it was in your head.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
Dude, I fucked up hard.
All right, so
What?
well, I'm trying to think of how the movie's going. Because I like talking about the movie. Because
Where
we're
were we?
reviewing a movie,
Yeah,
just so you
well,
remember.
We talked about Chang.
Then we get
talked
the
about
locals.
girl.
People start dying, dude.
Immediately.
But they keep trying to leave town. Is it the first time they see the guy on the hydro field? Or hydro
Pole.
pole.
Utility pole, if you will.
And apparently, I think he's the town drunk because they're like, fucking, you gotta stop
right.
drinking, blah, blah, blah. They do the rock, paper, scissors. Kevin Bacon has to go up because he lost once again.
Yeah.
And he gets up there and notices that the dude's dead. He is so dead. So dead.
He didn't look so dead to me. He just kind of looked a little slumbery.
Dude, he was like gray.
Oh, that's not normal?
No.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I gotta go check on a guy.
Right? You gotta be like
I saw a guy sleeping next to a dumpster.
anything, but not gray.
I just didn't want
Gray's
to be.
dead.
I didn't want to be reductionist against anyone's skin color.
There's no like blood flow.
I don't want to assume anything.
The
you know?
flowage of blood.
I think I don't just want to.
The poor guy, man.
I don't want to be racist
he-
against gray. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's like an alien race. He wasn't an alien.
So it's all right?
He was just a local drunk.
So it's all right. Is what you're saying?
It's not all right. 'Cause he did. He did, and it's sad because now
No one has
all the
this,
guys drinking at the bar
are
don't have a
lonely.
drinking buddy. Yeah.
It's like if Barney died in The
Poor
Simpsons.
Walter.
Walter?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's the only bar in town.
Yeah.
The 14 people.
On the front of the store, it said coldest beer in town.
Yeah, and that little Pepsi
Yeah.
fridge, ice cooler, freezer
Yeah.
that keeps breaking down. He's like, you guys fix that?
Yeah.
Nope, sorry. Earl says we have to stick to a schedule, which means we do things later and not right now or something like that.
We always plan ahead so that we're always thinking about what to do ahead instead of right now.
Yeah, so we don't have to do anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
You should have watched the movie.
That's why you're here.
When you initially watched it, did you ever imagine that those little worms would be tongues? That threw me for a loop.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I saw this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I saw this as like a kid.
Well, what about your rewatch? Your first rewatch?
I forgot they were the tongue, but I knew they were attached to it somehow.
Oh, interesting.
But I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because there's like 4 of them coming out of the mouth. And they go right down the fucking throat.
Yeah.
So like when they eat something, do those things go all the way down to the stomach? Like it's really weird.
Oh, interesting. Like drag it down into its stomach. Because I know they had venom on it, according to whatever. I don't know if that was an official drawing.
I think that was why they're orange. They have like orange goo along with like
That's
the
right.
blood, and it looked just like mucus as well. It looked like a mixture of like 3 different
Like phlegm.
fluids.
It's phlegm. He's just like got a sinus infection.
Mucus, phlegm, isn't that the same thing?
Phlegm gets some color in it.
Oh, is phlegm the sick
Yeah.
mucus?
That's like hork. When you're horking up something,
Hork, yeah.
you got some phlegm in the back, and you. I don't want to.
So
do
mucus
the noise.
is the clean one.
Mucus is mucus.
Yeah.
There's mucus in the girls downstairs.
Okay.
That's considered mucus as well.
Yeah.
It's
Isn't
clear.
it just the body
It's a
protection
lubricant.
stuff? Yeah.
Same thing when you get a little runny nose. Yeah, the clear.
Yeah. It's like
clear music.
lubricant and protection for the body, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. This is a very long conversation about one little point.
And it's good, though.
Is it?
Because now we're learning about the worm. We learn about its makeup, its biological makeup, and knowing is half the battle.
It does also have those little spikes all over it that makes moves. That's what I like about this movie is that it does answer enough of what we would find out if we were in the situation.
Yeah.
Because we have Rhonda, who kind of has the most inside input on them.
Yeah, she's into like biology. She likes animals, it seems. So she's like, yeah, she gets very
prehistoric
intrigued.
shit.
And
She's the one that sees like the spikes on it and the tongue and whatnot.
And thank God for a female lead, not to just be this ditzy girl too. I like that she added something to the group dynamic.
Oh yeah,
where the other two guys were like arguing with each other, and she came to a solution. That was a lot more refreshing to see, and that she wouldn't just scream when a monster appears. She like goes and uses her expertise to kind of flesh it out. I enjoyed that.
I think the next death is either the farmer dude or the construction workers. No, I think it's the construction workers because
Nope.
No?
Because they run to the construction workers after they find the body of the farmer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So, they try to leave first, and then they find the farm. All the sheep are dead, and the poor farmer dude's dead, and they just see his hat. He left his hat behind.
Well, they saw more than the hat.
Well, when they moved the hat.
What? They shouldn't have
I was
moved
trying
the
to
hat.
get to that. God damn, Steven.
I didn't even reveal anything. I just said they saw more than the hat.
This is true.
And then you could have gotten to it.
Damn
you
it.
need to just play by the cards
Damn
here.
it.
I'm pulling cards out of the deck, and you've got a blackjack, and you said, I fold.
I have never played. That's not true.
Blackjack?
Yeah, I've played. That's the 21 one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not good at that.
When it's a 16, it's hard. If it's...
Isn't it 21?
No, but when you get a 16, I never know if to hit or stand. I guess it depends on what the dealer has. I don't know, dude. It's tough.
Oh, is that the number that you're supposed to stop at? I know there's a number where
Like 17 is so safe to stand at.
Okay.
Well, it depends. If the dealer has an 8 and an unflipped over card, that's more statistically likely to be a 10. And so you can kind of estimate it's going to be an 18. And there's also a certain number where the dealer can't bet. Casinos are the slimiest worms in our society.
That's crazy.
Thank you, dude.
So yeah, the farmer's dead, and then the construction worker, because that's right, because they drive by and they're like, "There's a killer on the loose, you
Yep.
gotta run."
Yeah.
And they're like, they're crazy. And it's so funny. There's a scene here where one of the construction workers goes and grabs a crowbar, and I swear he turns around and looks like he's going to kill the other guy because he grabs it and just like looks around. I'm like, wait, is this going to be a twist in the movie where there is a murderer as well as these graboids?
Like he thought, oh, I've been found out. Time to make this quick.
This part is cool though because they're drilling into the ground, and he drills right into one of the fucking monsters, and the blood starts coming up,
I thought that was
and
really
then
fucking
drags away the big drill that he's using.
Because we haven't seen we haven't seen the monster yet.
Just the worm thing.
Yeah. And so did we see the worm thing before that scene?
I think so.
No, because we don't even see it until it bites onto his truck. That's the first time we see it. So we have no idea.
So the next scene, because when they don't even find bodies. They go to leave.
Yeah.
Finally, but where the construction workers are, there's the boulders are all fallen. They're all falling down,
and
man.
they say, "What are these guys doing?"
They're like, are these fucking guys blasting? And then they
Yeah.
see the helmet of the guy and all of his brain matter's there. He forgot his smarts.
And
How's he gonna think?
It looked really yummy. All the viscera, blood, and gore.
Looked delicious. He left some of his hair behind too.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a clump of hair.
Protein. That's
Yeah.
not.
Is there protein in hair?
I mean, probably, right?
Maybe. Let us know in the comments below.
Eat your hair and see how much protein you guys get.
Don't do that, because we'll get in trouble.
Is that a bad thing to do?
Fully eat your hair? I don't know. Couldn't it, like, hurt your intestines?
Dogs do it and it just comes out the other end.
No, they cough it up.
Cats. Oh, cats do that.
Cats do, too. Hair balls. You got the hair balls.
Guys, don't eat enough hair for it to turn into a ball in your little stomach.
See, now I forget what we were talking about.
I can tell you.
His construction helmet.
His construction
The
helmet.
effects and stuff and the makeup was pretty good
Yeah.
when it came to this shit. Like when they saw the guy's head underneath his hat, That was a pretty good fake head.
Yeah.
The dead sheep lying around everywhere.
Oh, I didn't think it was like a fake head.
Do you think it was actually his face?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah. I think he's just in the ground.
No, I couldn't find too many like behind the scenes of this, so
No.
I can't.
That's a fucking shame. Because
Yeah.
that was the one thing I was thinking throughout the whole movie.
But yeah, the sheep, that was a pretty bloody scene. That was really well done. Really
Yeah.
gross. And then, yeah, the brains in the helmet were great.
Yeah.
So,
And the fucking worms itself
oh yeah,
was, oh my God, amazing.
and we find out they're strong as shit because one of these tongues, not even the worm, its tongue, is literally holding their truck back from moving. But eventually, it does overpower it and rips the tongue right out of the mouth.
Cool.
And I love it when they find it because the owner of the store wants to use it as like a
moneymaker or like a
show,
tourist
attraction. $3 to take a picture with the fake alien or fake worm.
Kid sitting down, and as they snap a picture, and he's like,
yeah, the little girl's scared, but then the little kid's there posing with it like over his shoulder and shit. That was great. And they only sold it for $15 because because it's on their truck, so I guess they would own it. I
loved how much this kid was such a shit disturber throughout the whole movie, and not one of these characters were having it.
Oh no, they're like, I really hope someone kicks your ass one day because they know they can't do it. Yeah, he's basically the kid that cries wolf because all throughout the movie he's like scaring them and doing stupid shit. And then finally, when he does get attacked by the graboids, he yells, and they're like, "God damn it, Walter! What the?" And they see him up on a roof or whatever, and his basketball is like.
I'm glad they did go to check, though.
Sorry?
I'm glad they did go to check, though, because I would have been very annoyed
if they were
with the movie. If that was written in, where it's like, look, the boy who cries wolf, and when he actually needs help, he doesn't get it. I'm glad that it showed some actual.
Well, he didn't really, because the one part where he's like, "Guys, someone please help me," and it's up close to all their faces, and they're just looking down, because it's like that. You know what that reminded me of? The polar bear story I told you I heard about, where they get stranded on the ice and they see the polar bear coming and they can't do anything when it takes someone.
Yeah.
That's basically what the scene is, because at this point, this comes after the part where Kevin Bacon's character runs after the girl on the pogo stick, and they see how close that was. So at this point, everyone's like, no, like, we're already screwed. If anyone moves, we're dead.
That's one of my favorite scenes where they're like, I guess the kid's dead.
Because it makes sense, but it's so funny the way they look. Because a lot of the movie is so comedic. So all of a sudden, when you do get this really, not intense, but really serious part.
Yeah.
Because that would happen. Like I've said, if that polar bear story is true that I heard on Joe Rogan, that is 100. Well, he even says on his podcast, like I'm pretty sure this is true. It's on the internet, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's so real. Like, is it really? And it's not their kid.
Yeah, that's it, right.
So do you really want to?
The parents don't care about this kid already.
Which would have been great just to put in a passing line, because I didn't catch anything like that in the movie.
Your parents still
when
in
he
Vegas?
walks, like when he's bouncing his ball, and he's like, "Don't hit my truck," and he's like, "What are you gonna do about it, old man?"
Call my
parents. Walk in
parents?
and be like, "I really wish his parents would get back from Vegas."
Yeah.
Boom.
He could have said, "What are you going to do? Tell my parents?"
Oh yeah. Which is even more confusing because you never end up seeing his parents.
Yeah.
Because I'm surprised no one's made a theory that maybe his parents were dead because he was the killer in the town next to the graboids.
Or they got eaten by a worm, and we get like a car.
No,
somewhere.
He's a killer. He's a little 12-year-old killer.
And they find the corpse of his parents that he's been feeding to the worms in a hole.
He brought the worms on.
And the population keeps changing. There should have been crossed out population numbers.
Oh, that would have been creepy.
25, 17, 14.
25's the starting number. Wow.
And the kid has been feeding it.
That's another thing. How many odd jobs can there be in a town with a population of 14?
Yeah. I wonder if there was other neighboring towns because they drove a lot, it looks like. So I wonder if that was their home base.
Oh, yeah, I guess because they were sleeping in their house in their truck and shit. So maybe they would drive.
Oh, my God.
Right? Live in their truck.
Yeah.
Eat bologna and beans, which I kind of crave now because they sounds good.
Bologna and beans.
Fuck yeah. Fried bologna?
I don't think I've fried my bologna.
It's because you're not poor.
Damn.
I know. It's good shit. Dude, Earl falls in a prairie dog hole.
That's like...
Do you remember that? That was funny. I loved that.
Was that near where we were talking about in the movie?
A little bit. It's when... just after, because when they're trying to leave town, what happens? How do they end up in the field?
That's after they found the car in the ground. That's right after that scene.
Yeah, that's when they go out because they want to go...
What were they? What occupation were those two?
They kept calling him doctor.
Right. That's what I thought I heard too.
So I guess it was a doctor moving into town because the house was half built.
Yeah.
Because that was a random scene. It just randomly goes to this old couple in their station wagon
why were
unloading. I thought they were drug dealers. The big packages he's unloading.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's a big thing.
Jesus.
No, but yeah, they're unloading whatever because they're on a construction site for what's going to be their house. So population, 16.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 of them. Well, not
unless
anymore.
they're outside of the
15. Because now there's 1 still trapped in the car. And we'll get to that. But yeah.
You think that?
Well, I mean...
You think she's in the car?
Well, how did they get into the car? How did the worm get into the car?
The glass started breaking when the car went down because of the pressure of the glass.
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean that happened?
It didn't show that.
It showed the glass breaking, the bottom, the back window, and the 2 back windows.
But that giant worm got into that car to get her?
The tongue could have.
Maybe. I don't think it did, though.
All right.
Because you crazy.
All right.
And it's more morbid if she's stuck in there.
You sick bastard.
It's a scary movie. Well, it's a monster. It's not scary at all.
I think it's like an adventure movie.
They're in a little itty bitty town,
and it's like 14 of them. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The third
7,
act's
8.
pretty adventurous.
I like that a lot. I love how the whole village. It takes a village, like I said.
It does take a village to take down 4 graboids.
4 grabblers?
Graboids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't call me that.
I'm sorry. I call you so many names. Yes, we've been over this.
Graboid is a step.
But yeah, what was the thing that gets pulled underground with the old
generator.
couple? It was the generator. So
Powering
the old
their
guy
trailer.
goes over to check on it. And He starts pulling it out, and the cord's gone.
No go.
And he's like, maybe it's a Is it a geyser? He says.
Geyser is some geological event.
Because those things stink. That's why it smells funny.
But
and
the wife knew.
He's all about it. He really wants to check it out. And the wife's like, why are you always so stupid, Earl? It's not Earl. That's another character.
My name is Earl.
I don't remember what this guy's name was.
Let's
So
say
she's
Earl.
like, what are you doing?
Earl?
They wouldn't put 2 Earls in the movie.
I would.
Would you?
If the director had balls, he would.
Not nice, Steven.
That was the point.
Tushy.
Tushy balls.
Like touche, but
Yeah, I
said
got
differently.
it.
All right.
But it sounds like a tushy.
That's why I said it.
You're
I'm a fan of
pervert.
tushies.
I know.
Well, there you go.
And that's why you have 13 posters of tushies
But yeah,
hanging
he
on
gets
your wall.
pulled into the ground.
You cut me off. You bastard.
I'm
That's
trying to stay on track. I'm
generator,
just saying.
wire, wife scared. Run to the car, Earl. Earl says, nah, I really got to check it out. Earl gets
sucked into the ground, pulled into the ground.
And the wife wasn't even trying to save him. I was watching her. She wasn't
Well,
pulling.
she was scared. And at that point, in her mind, she was like, you stupid bastard, I told you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend to help you just so that's what you
Oh.
remember when you die.
You know why I think she didn't try? Life insurance.
Because he went through that board, too.
Life insurance.
Oh.
She gets a big life insurance
Doctor.
payout.
He's a doctor.
Makes a lot of money.
Ding,
Gets
ding,
his
ding.
whole paycheck. Boom. She planned it. She was the killer. And so
I love how we're talking about this movie like it's a murder mystery.
you can't, audience, you
but
can't
there's
prove us wrong.
blatantly monsters in the movie.
Both can exist.
No, I love it. That's why.
There's never one evil
I think
in the
that
world.
would have made the movie more... Well, I love the movie, but it would have made it even more...
It would have made it a 6 out of 5.
Yeah.
A 666.
You threw me
out of
off
5.
there.
Yeah. He couldn't compute.
But that's just how good.
Yeah.
And then, so she runs to the car.
Yeah.
Nice station wagon.
Beautiful.
Really nice station
love
wagon. And then it goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
Because
GMC.
this worm learns.
This
and
worm
sucks that
learns.
shit under.
It said if you're going to go in a car, because it got away, the archaeologist got away the first shot by getting into her truck.
Right. And that was the first POV shot we got, which was great. It very, you kept saying Evil Dead, but it's very Jaws-like too, because you always saw like from the shark's point of view, and of course land shark.
What I
POV.
loved, what I loved about the first shot we get is that the camera is just sitting on the ground, and then the fucking camera guy just picks it up and starts running towards her, and it's so jarring and cool. And it's the first time do that. A shot like that, at least, where it's
Well,
do
Jaws
they?
and Evil Dead came first.
They.
Oh, in the movie.
In
Yeah,
the
that was the first,
movie.
because that was our first introduction to the worm running around. Because then that's also the first time we see like the ground raise up and start moving.
So cool.
Which I'm assuming they did with some sort of air tube or something.
Yeah, something they put underneath
like
it.
pre-dug it out.
Oh, that's cool. I thought they dragged something through the ground on a string and just had like fabric overlaid, and then they put sand over the fabric.
Ooh.
And they dug out a trench and pulled something. That's what I imagine.
That could make sense too.
A lot cheaper.
If anyone knows, because I know there's cult following for this film and this series.
Cult, yeah.
If you know the answers to those things, let us know, because
Actually, please
there's
do.
a lot of good shots like that.
Yeah.
Like later on when they're all finally together. I know we'll get there, but this just works now.
Yeah.
When the boardwalk in front of the store starts buckling when it's chasing them, that's really, I've always wondered how they do that.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a cool shot.
Because that's always, they do that in like westerns when like someone will be running and the boards are waving.
They're
and
just
whatnot.
not nailed down really well, I guess.
And I guess they're all on a string. But like, how do you make them wave like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's so cool. I always thought that was cool. But yeah, this old couple dies. She may not. We don't know. It's another mystery. After Val and Earl figure out that there's these monsters, they're like, oh, we should go let the doctor know, get everyone in town together. Because I'm pretty sure he's the only one not at the store.
Yes.
But when they go, they can't find anyone, and they hear music coming out of the ground.
What did he call the music?
I don't remember.
I think golden tune.
Oh, yeah, golden oldies or something like that.
Yeah.
Where are those golden oldies coming from? And they literally find
the GMC.
The back of the
front.
car. Is it the front?
Because the headlights...
so it went down backward.
Yeah, it went down
did.
Yeah.
And that was a cool shot, because when it gets pulled down, it goes like on the other side of a hill, and you just see the lights flickering as it goes down, and then gets covered in sand.
But then when they uncover it again, I think you look down during this part, when they find the headlight still on, it cuts to that same shot where the car was going down, and it shows the two headlights.
In the daytime?
In the daytime,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the cinematography in this movie was good.
Yeah.
Like all the shots of the desert.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great panning shots, close-up shots, like from when the monster would be digging, or like the ground would be moving up to a building, but then it would go from the monster's POV up to someone who it's going after, which we'll get to. But yeah, they go to save these guys. They're gone. They go back, and now all the townsfolk are together.
Immediately here? Is that when they come for them? No. Because then they go out and kill the first one.
Oh, yeah, because this is where they're attacked. Yeah.
The city is attacked here?
No, not the city. Like Val and Earl, yeah, because then this is where they're attacked. They're running through the desert, and they run over that. Is it like a water trench or something? It's just like a little concrete trench that's running through the desert. Whatever. They try to jump over it, because they do not make it.
They don't make it.
Fucking painful.
Oh, yeah, just fucking slam your chest on some concrete.
Your chest, if your knees were bent in any sort of way, your knees would have smashed into it. They go down. They keep trying to jump out, and then the graboid smashes into the wall.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, Earl thinks it got knocked out, and then you see the tongue flop out, and Kevin Bacon's like, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. And that's when Rhonda's like, what the shit?
What the
hell? Fuck is that?
Yeah. And we get to see the full monster.
Yeah, they open the wall.
They open the wall, and there it is.
Looks fucking
looks
cool.
Really cool.
I love it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good monster.
I wonder how many worm puppets they had.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would assume one for each one that died, because they fuck each one up pretty good.
And they all kind of have differences the way they looked. Am I remembering that correctly?
Maybe subtle differences.
Yeah. All the same animal.
I'd have to watch it again. But yeah, there's probably subtle differences.
Because I don't remember the big jawbone like the last one had on all the others.
That would have been interesting.
If they're all unique, that'd be fun.
Oh, I'd have to... I'm going to pay attention to that. But yeah, because the first one, like I said, it smashes into the wall.
Yeah.
He kind of digs it out
Yeah.
with that tiny little shovel. I love that. He's like, hey, guys, come check this out. There's a little shovel that's literally a shovel and a handle. There's no...
It's a trench shovel. They used it in World War I, I think. It was a foldable shovel.
Oh, so maybe he's just good at doing that quickly, but the thing's supposed to be like underground.
Yeah. Well, it is a trench shovel. It's for digging out trenches. So
I'm just saying that quick. Because it's supposed to be a big worm.
Maybe he's ex-military.
Maybe.
World War I, and
They
he's
never say
25
anything
years
about
old.
But yeah, that's where they encounter the first one.
Yeah.
And then they get the townsfolk together. Because is that when they know it's a worm for sure?
Yes.
Okay.
And then some don't believe them. They're like, I don't know if we should trust you. And then I believe
Well, no, because they have the thing on the truck. Wait, they knew it was a worm at this point?
No, the married couple didn't got into a spat with them
Bert
when they came back. They're like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't believe it, right? Which you'd think they would have latched onto that right away because they were like conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, they're anti-government. I wouldn't say they're conspiracy theorists.
What do you mean?
I think they're just some level-headed people. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, whatever. You're crazy, just like they are. Oh, we also find out at this point from Rhonda that there's at least 3 more.
Yes.
Which I would have liked in the end if there was like a surprise one. Because you don't know if the readings are going to be correct or not, right?
Yeah.
I would have loved like a mother worm.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Although I can't remember the sequels very well because I know I've seen good chunk of them. Maybe there is a bigger mother worm. There's got to be.
That's customary for sequels to monster sequels. There's always a bigger mother one.
Is it during... No, it's right after this scene where they get chased to the first rock, isn't it? The 3 of them.
Yes.
So...
I forget what happened, because that wasn't the horses.
No, that's later, I think.
That's the 3 of them.
Well, yeah, before they team up with the rest of the town, we get our first rock scene.
Yeah.
Because it ends up coming up in the end, which kind of makes sense because...
It worked. It worked,
and it was the original idea for the movie. But the second time, they didn't have the giant sticks that were laying beside the boulder, luckily, where they start pole vaulting across all the rocks. After having a very... bonding moment.
At night. They stayed the night.
Of peeing off the rock.
Oh, that's right. They all pee-peed on the same side of the rock.
Very funny.
Yeah, I gotta take a leak. Oh,
me too. I guess they just went to different sides of the rock.
You think, but we don't know as the audience.
It's true. We don't.
They could have.
We didn't see. It was
just
dark.
kind of done a little exhibitionism.
That's a shame. Yeah, see, bonding moment. All pee together on a rock. Pole vaulting. Yeah. I liked the music during the pole vaulting scene. That was the scene where it was acoustic guitar and that slapping bass.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so...
Very cool scene overall, too. I love that a lot.
It was bussin'.
Yeah. And the first time Rhonda breaks free of the 2 boys bickering, our titular duo, and she says, let me do things by myself. Hope you boys know how to pole vault. Pew! And she goes. Beautiful.
And Earl gets excited.
Yeah.
He's happy to do it.
Yeah, he's ready to show off.
Poor Val, he's not into it.
No. He's young, He has a lot to learn.
I know how that goes. Yeah, I know some young people. I'm not young. I'm old.
What a weird thing to say.
Was it?
Go on.
It was.
It was. Sorry, guys. Oh, God.
What do you mean go on? You can talk too,
I've never heard of this.
Town folk all together. Oh, yeah, because they talk about help coming. And I didn't realize this the first time I'd rewatched it. We do get a scene of someone going to help them.
Yeah.
Because it goes from the construction workers over the boulder to another car.
I didn't get that.
And I forget what it showed. Something bloody. So I think that was supposed to mean that, help came, saw the boulder, and it was just attacked and killed right away. So it was very just like everything had an answer.
Yeah, every time a character brought it up, there was an answer.
I wish we got more scenes of Bert and his wife. Well, I guess they didn't find anything, though. I was going to say, because they disappear for a little bit, the conspiracy theorists. Because they're trying... I think that's why they were so mad at first, because maybe they wanted to be the ones to find something like that. Yeah. So they actually go out, try to find it. And they're like, we don't find anything. We can't find... If these things are around, we'd find shit or something if they're eating people up and whatnot. Which they don't seem to be eating everyone, though. Because the dude with the sheep, his head was still there, so his body could have still been underneath
they didn't
him.
like what was up there in the brain.
I would assume brains are the tastiest part. They're probably gooey.
Try it.
No. I'm good, thank you.
I would. Not
would
human.
You?
Not human.
No.
But like chicken brain.
Chicken brain?
Sure.
That would be a very small brain. Would that be enough to have the full experience?
It's like
of
a Tic Tac.
Yeah, see, that's not enough.
It's like a Timbit.
No, it's not. That doesn't work.
Would you not have a Timbit of brain?
No.
And not think you got the full experience?
Would it make me smarter? I don't think so.
You haven't tried, and you won't, so I guess you'll never know.
Mindy and her fucking pogo stick.
Yeah, Walkman, pogo stick combo, just kind of disassociating from the world, her mother's. Yeah, a lot of these kids just kind of, they had some deep-seated psychological trauma. And
Sure.
I don't think the community could fix it because they're all fractured as humans as well.
Yeah, so Mindy was the second kid in town.
Yeah.
But when everyone's talking about the monsters, they're like, "Where's Mindy?" And they look out the window. She's fucking bouncing up the street.
Which is, why didn't the mother do anything to say, hey, like, can she not control her child? I was always confused about that because the mother seemed convinced.
Their brains are full. They're trying to think of what the fuck's going on, what to do.
Brains are full.
Their attentions are attended.
My God. It explains a lot, and so I'm going to say.
I do love how it's weird though, because we find out that if you just stand still, the creatures can't find you. So just move really slow towards the mountain. Like take a step and stop for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And just constantly just
throw something every.
Yeah.
But these things are smart, so I think they would figure that
Adapt.
out pretty quick.
Unless you did this first.
Maybe.
They should have invented a flying machine.
Yeah, if only they had a plane. They have a tractor though, which it
They
works
could have
for the
easily
most
put
part.
wings on it.
Could have easily,
And they didn't even try.
Even though it's the heaviest thing that they
30
could
tons.
find. So they say.
So they say.
I don't. Does anyone know how many
Well,
tons those are? I don't know.
30.
That's a ton. I liked your little continuity air catch.
The crush.
When they're all talking about the graboids and the
naming for it.
I was gonna say diner. Like the convenience store.
Yeah.
There's a bottle of Crush on the
Orange Crush.
counter, and every time it pans away and then goes back, the Crush is moved ever so slightly the first time.
Just the labels.
And then it's just fully moved
Yeah.
into a completely different part on the counter. I love continuity errors like that.
You get to see how many takes they tried.
Graboid attacks Rhonda. Oh yeah, when he runs out to get Mindy off the pogo stick. This is when he this was a great scene because he hits it with the pickaxe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I loved it. I don't know how they did this because it was really maybe a hand
puppet. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It didn't look like it because it was still moving like really fucking worm like.
I think there were some scenes where it was like a stick and a fucking whatever to make it look more worm-like, and then there were some scenes where just the pickaxe scene, it was just a hand.
That was great.
So cool because it's pulling it out of its main body.
So good. That was so well done.
There are certain aspects of this monster where I'm like, we've established it can't see. So like when it attacks the convenience store and it pushes down the shelves, for example, that's a little too smart for me. That one.
Well, it knows they're in there, so it's just trying to like.
But how does a worm
test out the land? Sort of.
How does a worm understand the concept of this girl is jumping away on top of shelves? I know these shelves are permeable objects that I can push over and create a domino effect so that she can
probably
stop.
Didn't know that. It was just...
No, it was a very purposeful scene where two tongues stuck out, pushed themselves against the shelf, and started pushing to topple it over. That broke my suspension of disbelief.
Really?
Yes.
In a movie about underground worms, something...
Well, I think the movie did... I think this is to the movie's credit, where it gave me a very believable monster that could exist in this world that they're painting. They give it an explanation for everything it does. But that that did it for me.
Well, they just say it keeps getting smarter, so that's how smart it was at that point.
So smart, dude.
And then
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Poor Walter dies.
Yeah,
that was probably my favorite death.
I felt something for Walter.
Did you?
I cared about the character.
He was a good character.
I didn't want him to die.
I mean, he taught the three ninjas.
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
I can. I've seen the movies. There's 4 of them. It's crazy. Hulk Hogan's in one.
Okay, wait. You just said there's 4 of them.
4 movies.
Not 4
3
ninjas.
ninjas, 4 movies.
Oh, I'm so confusing.
It's okay.
My brain is full.
It's hard. But no, seriously, Walter's death was fucking awesome. Because the graboid comes out, grabs him by the legs, and just starts fucking whipping him around. And he starts like waving his arms and shit. And it sounds funny, but it was actually like brutal looking not at first, as well. Because it kind of reminded me, pardon me, of Jaws #1. And then of how you hear about how alligators fuck up their prey, where they just like grab it and start fucking
ripping and
not tearing, not really, but
that's the purpose of it.
It's more to knock them senseless. So, like, because when it'll grab you, you're going to try and get away. So if it moves you really quick, it'll, like, disorient you and knock you out, and then it can... What are you looking at me like that for? And they spin you around in the dirt and shit, too, underwater. Crocodile... Maybe it's alligators, one of the two.
Well, I'll look into that later. Don't give me a... For someone who's never heard that, don't you think...
Because you know a lot about alligators and crocodiles?
Possibly more than the average human. I've eaten a tail of one.
That's nice. That doesn't mean you know how they kill prey.
I gain knowledge.
Pretty sure.
I gain knowledge every time I eat the meat of an animal.
Who's the crazy person now?
Not me.
Applications open now for a new co-host that's not crazy and possibly could kill me in my sleep. Yeah, let's continue with the fucking movie,
what
shall
will
we?
I learn if I eat the meat of you?
I'll show you meat you can eat.
That's nothing. Walter made me cry.
More than you could handle.
You kept going. You really drove it home, didn't you?
One of my also favorite scenes.
That works.
Walter dies, and then Bert and his wife come back, and they're at his house in the basement, and they get attacked by another graboid.
So good.
That is a great scene.
I love that scene so much.
Probably my second favorite. Probably my first favorite scene, but Walter's my favorite death.
Yeah.
The basement scene's my favorite graboid death.
Yeah.
Because it's
me too.
The kind of person Bert is. You don't see it at first until the graboid comes in. He runs out of ammo, drops his gun, turns around, and there's an entire wall just completely covered in guns. And that's not even all the guns you see because... They both go, him and his wife go through like 5 guns each. And he's like, fuck this. The camera moves over a little bit, and there's this big case with this giant fucking shotgun with these bullets that are as big as my forearm.
Yeah.
They're fucking, oh my God. And they do finally shoot it down.
Yeah.
I love how everyone's like, oh great, Bert can just shoot them all. But Bert doesn't tell them, oh, I went through... like
this much
5 guns myself, like 15 altogether, including the shotgun and what my wife used. Like it's not going to be easy.
Maybe the argument is using the elephant gun, which is what the wife called that thing, on the inside of the mouth is the kill shot, or maybe that because it seemed to be armored.
Yeah,
from when the wife was shooting the 2 pistols. I love that shot.
Oh, that was hilarious. It looks over at her and she's like full on Western cowboying it up. That was great. Yeah, they use so many guns. And that whole wall. And the funniest part with them is when they're trying to get them from their house. And they're like sinking in the tractor because the graboids are learning that they're trying to get away. Yeah. And as soon as they stop, they're going to try and do something before they start moving. And Bert's trying to decide what guns to bring.
Yeah, he's like, should I bring this one? Yeah, that was actually very funny.
And in that amount of time, you could have just thrown them both in anyway.
I know, right?
Just throw them.
I'll bring that one.
He might be my favorite character next to probably Val and Earl. Yeah. They're kind of a duo.
That's honestly my choice.
I know Kevin Bacon doesn't return for any of the movies, but if the sequels went differently, I would have liked it to be them 3. Yeah. To go on.
It would have been great. It's like an Indiana Jones dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. You have the archaeologist girl. You have the guy with the lasso abilities and the dumb
the lasso abilities, yeah. And the faces Bert makes when he's shooting the creature too is so funny. Like he's so comedic. Oh, pardon me.
You're not excused.
That's okay. At this point, everyone's also on the roofs of all the houses. Yep. And it's cool that the graboid kind of goes around to each one, kind of knocks it around a little bit to kind of test its foundation.
Yeah, feel it out.
And then finds the fucking trailer and just knocks it over. And then the guy gets sucked down in the ground by his asshole.
Oh, in the tire. That's I didn't see any of that guy in previous scenes at all.
He was kind of just there.
Just wandering.
He didn't say much. He was just like, I don't think he ever gets introduced.
Yeah, he seems like a dumbass.
I think he was just in the store in most of the scenes.
That's why I'm glad he died.
Yeah?
Because he seemed a bit dumb.
Just in the way.
Yeah. I love that. He thought he was safe when he jumped in the big tire, and he's like, phew.
Well, he did sit still.
Yeah, but then everyone's like, that's not good enough.
But he wasn't moving. Like Kevin Bacon at one point would just stand there.
True.
It just works for the story, right?
Yeah. Especially getting sucked through a tire is just too good to pass up.
By your butt.
Oh, what a dream.
You
know, some people put worms up their butt to get skinnier.
I heard about that. It's weird, but that's not up their butt.
It's in their digestive system.
Yeah, but don't they just eat something weird?
Tapeworms.
Yeah.
They will eat the actual worm or something.
Yeah, but they don't eat it through their butt.
You could. That's all I'm saying.
Oh. Good for them.
Work from the ass up.
Good for them. But they finally get to the tractor. That's their plan.
They've
tried
plan.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's their plan.
Yeah, there was a bit of back and forth. Oh, annoying kids like, no, come on, guys. And then they all look away.
Well, no, at first they wanted to use Bert's truck.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they mentioned that his truck gets sucked under... Well, not even sucked underground. I think they just popped the tires and shit.
And then they come up with a plan to say, hey, listen, who's our Mexican friend who looks like Mario?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, man. Okay, so Mario comes up with a plan to just run the tractor.
Yeah, there's
the
a little tractor beside the building.
Yeah,
He's like, if we turn that on, they'll follow that, and then you can run to the is it 3 ton or 30 ton? 30
ton.
Heavy.
They called it a cat.
Well, yeah, that's like the brand name.
A cat.
Or maybe
it's a brand name, I'm pretty sure.
Brand name or the model. Because there's so many tractors. This one's the one that has the big thing on the front that just pushes shit.
It's got a plow and a big fucking tank trailer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Half a tank.
Yeah.
With no wheels.
I would love to skateboard that half pipe, bro.
Oh my God, there was one thing I forgot to bring up.
What?
And I'm pretty sure it was before this.
What?
What truck do they get in? Oh, when they're pole vaulting. So fucking funny. They're pole vaulting and they get to the truck and they open it and Rhonda climbs in.
Through the back window.
She's up to her ass. Yeah, the back window. She's up to her ass. She can barely reach the pedals. She starts the truck, hits the pedals, and the truck literally drives down a winding road perfectly. Yeah. Well, while she's hanging out.
I would imagine she reaches up with her left hand.
She can't see where she's going, though.
I didn't say anything about seeing. She reaches up with her left hand, steers the truck.
At first, I would have believed that if it, went straight. But the road, went like this, and the truck was like, whoop-a-doop-a-doo, and she's like, guys, can you give me a hand here? Yeah. It would have been funnier if it just went through the grass a little.
Yeah, she's, veering off.
That was great. Yeah, I know we're a horror movie podcast, but this is monsters, so it counts, even though it's more funny than...
It's horror. I wouldn't say we're a horror movie podcast. I'd say we're tangents of horror.
So this is a tangent. I see what you did there.
Okay.
All right, Bert can't sound on his guns. They get to the tractor, and the graboids get smart again. It's pretty fucking crazy. It's crazy.
They get to the tractor. Yeah.
Graboids dig a hole.
That's great. Yeah, they're getting away.
Dude, that was a great shot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. I asked you to rewind that one.
Because they must have actually let a tractor go down like that. There's no other explanation because there's no CGI.
How do you tow that fucker out? My God.
Well, it was probably just an old tractor. They were like,
leave it here.
Let's just leave it there in the desert. Well, if it's 30 tons, how are you going to get it
too much money.
40-ton tractor? Or a 30-ton helicopter to lift it out? I don't think that would fly.
You'll wake up a worm.
Right? You don't want to wake up the other worms.
You don't. It's cursed.
But yeah, that was probably the greatest shot of the movie just because Bert's on the front. He goes flying. And the whole fucking tractor just
Bert falls like a good story and a half from the top of this fucking plow.
So they're fucked at this point, and we get another scene of them on the rocks, and then we get the lasso on the pipe bombs that we saw Bert and his wife making earlier.
Start fishing. I love that idea a lot.
This was cool.
Yeah.
But I also like how the worms got learned their lesson quickly, because the second one was just like, well, let's just kill the other one and threw it back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was probably the most intense scene.
Yeah.
When as it's flying through the air and you're like, oh shit, it's going to go towards them. And it's going right at them.
Yeah.
And then they step it up. It's landing on the bag of other pipe bombs.
Yeah. And thankfully our titular hero retrieves one pipe bomb in his hand that he saves for last.
Yeah, because for some weird reason, everyone else stays on the rock.
Except for the
edges of the rock.
Yeah.
But then our three main people run into the middle of nowhere and do the whole showdown where they just have to stand there. I like the first time that Kevin Bacon is just standing there when he's getting to the tractor and they all have to distract the worm.
Yeah.
And he's kind of playing like footsies with it, but like the opposite because it keeps swinging under his foot. That was a great and well done scene. That couldn't have been a hand. Because it was so long coming out of the ground.
That was probably like the puppet with a stick in it, and they're just waving the stick around, and the puppet's sort of flexible.
And then removing the stick out of...
No, the stick is inside of the puppet. And so you're only articulating the head.
Oh, so it would... Okay.
Yeah. Something like that. Or like a fishing pole, so it flexes.
Or maybe it was an animatronic.
Or maybe it was a real worm.
Maybe it was a Terminator.
Maybe...
That's crazy.
I don't like that.
Okay. I did like that scene, though. And then it kind of foreshadowed this scene at the end where they're all standing there, and he doesn't want to use the pipe bomb right away because it's their last one, but everyone else is like, just fucking use it. Then what happens?
First of all, I didn't know who to side with when they said use the pipe bomb, and he didn't want to use it. Yeah, because I'm like, it makes sense to save it. It's really the quickest and easiest way to kill this thing. And so he does both. He uses the pipe bomb, but also uses his know-how.
His know-how.
Yeah. You say guts?
His wits.
His wits.
And his guts. It was pretty gutsy.
And the worm's guts.
And it was kind of a callback to the way they killed the first worm, except there was no wall for it to stop it.
To smash into. But there was a wall for it to fly through. The edge of a cliff where the movie began.
Oh, yeah, because he was peeing off the cliff.
He was peeing off the cliff.
Full circle.
First circle, and the full circle is a stampede.
A stampede, yeah, because they mentioned that.
The cows weren't there, but the worm was.
But the worm was,
and he ran to the edge of the cliff.
Was it just supposed to be him that ran? Was that his plan? Because they all end up running.
Yeah, because she had the lighter.
But, yeah, why did Earl run?
Boys for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bad boys for life.
Bad boys for life.
But yeah, that's a great scene because it's funny. Yeah, like you said, they're running, and both him and Earl. Oh, wait, maybe that's why Earl runs, because maybe he thinks he has it at first and starts running, and he's like, oh, crap, no.
I like to say boys for
life.
Whatever.
Yeah, me too. Bad boys
camaraderie.
For life. And then, because was she lighting them?
She just had the lighter. I think she likes to teeth lighters. You know those people where you pass them a lighter? Yeah,
I do.
And it's gone. And you're like, where's my lighter? And it's in their pocket. She was that way. And it was a nice one.
And of course, whenever that happens, it's late at night, nothing's open, you can't get another one, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then you have to light your cigarette or whatever you're lighting with 2 sticks.
Yeah, yeah. You're trying to.
And it takes a while.
A long time.
Rubbing that shit.
And then the whole country has wildfires.
Yeah.
Don't steal lighters, guys.
Yeah, don't, because then people rub sticks.
Yeah.
And start fires, and it's scary. Because it's a big fire. You only need a little one.
You only need a little one to make your day look better.
Yeah.
I need a burp.
Burp, man. You can do it. Feel better. Ew, what? That's not a burp.
No, I swallowed it. I didn't want it to come out.
How do you swallow a burp? So they're running.
Yeah.
And the tremor, graboid, is like, I'm coming for that tushy, Kevin Bacon. And Kevin Bacon's like, I don't think so.
And he says, I hope you better have wings, or I hope you can fly.
Which would have been fucking hilarious.
I wish.
Would have been hilarious.
It turns into a sky worm.
And just flew away.
Yeah.
And that's what the sequel is. They just sit there like, shit.
No, and then they all sit there like with their hand over each other's shoulders.
There it goes. They're like proud of it.
Yeah, yeah.
There it goes.
He's so
Good
grown
for
up.
Him.
He's so grown up now. And then it goes as it says goodbye to them.
And then as it's like fading, it almost looks like, is it turning around?
Yeah, yeah.
And then credits roll. And then the second movie is it turns around, kills them, and then the second movie begins.
Oh, and it grows bigger.
Or lays eggs. Never know.
And then it goes for Los Angeles. Or Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh. After the kids' parents.
Worms in Vegas? Well, there's fucking 8 movies, is there not?
Yeah, I don't know if one takes place in Vegas, though.
There's got to be one that takes place in the city, though.
Well, we'll have to find out.
Jurassic Park
I guess we're going to have to review them all.
Nope.
Yep. You said it.
I wanted...
That was all your idea.
You know what? If we're going to do that, I want to jump to like 7.
No.
Well, then I'm sorry. We're in an impasse.
Well, that's a shame because I am the master of the podcast.
The worm didn't fly. It fell into the rocks.
It did, and I cried a little.
It was a great...
That was my favorite worm out of the 4 of them.
It was, and it was the smartest one.
Well, it lasted because it had the longest time to think.
When you're looking for a partner, do you usually value smartness and intelligence and ability to adapt?
enough that I can handle. You know what I mean?
Would
Like
you
they
date
a
a
certain
worm?
amount.
Would you date a worm?
A worm?
Yeah. If it could
I've
reciprocate your
dated
love.
some slithery.
Some slithery characters, am I right? Yay. What happens at the end? What happens after the splat?
They almost don't kiss.
Right. It wasn't originally.
No,
put
they
in the
didn't kiss
movie.
originally, which would have been stupid. Come on, it's Kevin Bacon. Let the girl kiss him.
Yeah,
She wants
please.
to,
That's why she's in this movie.
right?
That's reductive, Brandon.
Why?
You're right. So this girl.
I just don't know what that word means. What did you think about their like flirtiness
Romance.
throughout the movie?
I
Was it
think
funny?
cute.
Was it?
I think it was cute.
Yeah.
There wasn't much of it, to be honest, and I think I liked it better because.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to overpower it.
Yeah, it was just a little sleeping scene. Here's my jacket. Thanks for your jacket. And then at the end, she seems a little interested. Oh, and she's getting glances from older fella.
Oh, that part's funny.
Yeah,
Because when she gets attacked,
by the barbed wire.
yeah, we mentioned when they're building the barbed wire. We didn't mention when she got attacked. She gets caught in the barbed wire. And
Take off
she
her
only
pants.
escapes by taking off her pants, and that's when they're running over the boardwalk,
Now,
etc.
Kevin
etc.
Bacon told her to take off her pants.
Oh,
So
well, I don't think she had much choice, or else the barbed wire would have been like.
I wouldn't have a choice, too, if Kevin Bacon told me to take off my pants. Am I right?
I mean, I'd have just taken them off.
But then after he's treating
He's
her
tending
wounds.
to her wounds.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Earl keeps glancing over, smoking a cigarette, going,
Yeah.
yeah. Doing like a fond smile.
He's shipping them, as the kids would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that nice?
Shipping, relationship.
I don't want to be mean.
No, that's
Oh,
just
it's not-
factual.
okay.
It's called like relationshipping.
Like they did at the end, they kissed.
And they did.
And it was all over, and then you saw the graboid fly in the background. It's not Free Willy, man.
No, I'm thinking the
Free
dragon.
Willy didn't make that noise either.
I'm thinking the dragon from A Never-Ending Story.
He talked.
Oh, that's weird.
It
I've
is
never
weird,
seen it.
but you
What do
good,
you think?
Good, because that made so many kids cry.
Oh.
That movie was so dark. A horse dies in it.
Oh, that's right. It gets stuck in the quicksand.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine being like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
The never-ending story. Falcor. Wait, no, that's the
That's
dragon.
the dragon.
What? Horsey. Horse, and the kid's like
Yeah.
dragging it out.
Oh,
and
God.
it just like so. Tremors was a great movie.
You know, no, to tie it in, I hate when horses get injured in movies.
That was a great scene, though.
It did,
we,
but I
we
always-
did skip it because
Yeah.
one of the worms comes out and grabs. That's how it starts when the
They
first
get
Tremor
chased.
goes after them
Yeah,
because they're on horses.
Yeah, yeah.
For whatever reason, I
So-
don't know why they didn't drive out because that's when they go to the old
To
people.
go to the nearest city.
No, that's the first scene when they go to the doctor and they find the car underground.
With the horses they went?
Yeah, they're like, let's go grab their. That's after.
Because they have no car. Yeah,
That's after the time they've said. Wait, was their car damaged by the graboid? Because they still drove it. That's what I mean.
Let's
like,
not think too hard about it.
okay. Well, we've been thinking too hard about
Yeah.
it for too long.
What? I forgot the original point we're on.
You were trying to say how the horse drowning was like.
I
a
hate
worm.
watching horses. I feel bad for the horse actor every single time because I keep thinking when the movie's getting shot, like, how are they making the horse lay down on the ground and try to get back up? It kept falling over.
Well, yeah. Apparently, this was like a stunt horse, so the way it was falling, like it knew
Okay,
how to
good.
do that. So they basically just wrapped the thing around its body, and when it
Okay.
was moving, it was just like a animatronic sort of thing. It wasn't doing anything to the horse.
Okay.
It was just kind of moving.
No, the
and they were
stunt
kind
horse.
of getting the horse to do a stunt where it just
Okay.
kind of falls over on its
All
side.
right.
They did a good job
I
on
feel
that.
better. I didn't know stunt horses existed.
So, end of the movie. Time to rate it. As we've said, the effects were great.
Mhm.
That horse scene was a perfect example for that.
Yeah.
The acting was great.
Yep.
Like it's a very B style movie, but the best thing about like cheesy movies is when the characters still play the characters.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when they're saying, like if you're given bad lines and you just say them poorly because they're bad lines,
Yeah.
it shows.
Yeah.
But if you put yourself like this is what this character would say and you do it like they would,
Yeah.
then there's a whole different feel to it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying the writing was bad. It
No.
just has that like Sunday afternoon movie TV, especially with like my biggest stripe was they had to get rid of the word fuck a couple times
Yeah.
because they wanted to get a lesser rating.
Yeah, yeah.
So some of the things they replaced it with made it sound like I was watching it on TV already, where they were.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I didn't honestly.
But it fit with the overall style.
Yeah,
if
like,
it was fuck all the time, it would have seemed kind of weird.
I would have seemed more movie to me if it was fuck all the time. Yeah, no, it was fully believable for me the whole time. I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. I was really enveloped by the characters.
It was a perfect like comedy mix with the like those intense scenes we were saying. The kid almost wanting, like almost dying, and they're all like lowering their heads. Perfect mix of that.
The world was fully believable for me, and I enjoyed it, and I appreciate it for that, because that's hard to do.
Yeah, and I like the way that they kind of answer questions about the worm, but they keep it still a mystery because the people in the movie don't know as well. Yeah. I don't like it when movies give an explanation. It's like, well, how the fuck would they know that sort of thing? It
was just enough information for us to be satiated, but not over-explaining to the point where it's exactly that.
I might have to give it a 5 out of 5 for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, for what it is and what it's going for, it's there's nothing bad about it.
Just to pay...
Great characters, great effects. I liked the music. And...
yeah.
Graboids are fucking cool.
Just to...
nice thinking.
For no particular reason that I can name... a 4.8 out of 5 is what's coming to me. And there's really nothing I can articulate that brings it down to that, but that seems right to me.
You think there's something that would take it
Possibly,
down? Sure.
But I really would have to think about it. And I'm not interested in it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and it did everything right. And the cinematography is cool. The characters are great. The actors are fun.
Hell yeah. If you haven't seen it, well, we spoiled it for you, but I was still suggesting it.
It's a short one, too. It's one of the shortest Tremor. It is the shortest.
It's like 92 minutes or something.
Can't go wrong.
Great. It's basically a perfect 90s movie.
Yeah.
90-minute, hour and a half.
90 movie.
It's a good Sunday afternoon, you know, being lazy on the couch, throw on a movie, look at Kevin Bacon and Earl, do some rock, paper, scissors.
Ooh.
You know.
Have some beers.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to My Little Worm.
Yes. Thank you. Now I'm going to get away from his little worm.
He leaned in closer when he did that.
I did. Before we wrap things up, I just want to let everyone know that our next episode is going to be on Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall?
Yeah, because if you don't know, we put out a tweet asking people what we should make Steven here watch.
That's me. I've never seen movies.
And someone said Chopping Mall, and we will shout them out on the next episode. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, because they did give us a list, and when someone said Chopping Mall, a bunch of people were like, hell yeah, Chopping Mall. And it just kept going and going, and I was like, well, maybe we should just do it.
Now,
just do it.
It sounds a lot like Shopping Mall.
It is, but it's chopping.
Interesting. Chop up your worms and serve them for dinner.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
And follow us on all the socials because you will see us on Instagram. You will read about us on Instagram.
Oh, just those two places?
I meant Twitter. Son of a bitch. Instagram, Twitter, no Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music. Hit those stars. We love you all. You're amazing. Stay weird. Stay spooky. Stay golden. And don't forget, eat your
burgers. Don't forget, eat your burgers. They're good for you.
Eat your worms.
Eat your worms? I don't like that. That's yucky, dude. Gummy worms are yummy, though.
They are.
Have you ever had gummy worms that are like mixed in Oreo crumble?
Yes, like dirty worms.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Dirt pies, dirt cake.
Dirty worms.
That's what they're called?
I grew up with a set where you would put these things in like a laboratory and it would make like bugs and shit and you could eat them.
That's disgusting.
It was great.
That's such a boy.
Such scary shit in the 90s.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Stay gooey.